folks. Welcome along to the Helsinki Arena in the Finnish capital for the group days of EuroBasket 2017. One trophy, eternal glory. EuroBasket fever has been sweeping across the nations, and finally the time has come for the basketball to take centre stage. Well, Helsinki hosts EuroBasket for the first time since 1967 in the 40th edition of the tournament. Fan-zoned bumper crowds, posters everywhere in the city. EuroBasket 2017 is the talk of the town. Here are our fixtures for the first game day in Group A. Slovenia up against Poland first. Iceland will take on Greece in our second game of the day this afternoon. And then tonight, hosts Finland take on France. Atmosphere building here at the Helsinki Arena. We are minutes away from the opening tip of EuroBasket 2017. I'm pleased to say that I have Mark Mills for company in the commentary box. Mark, it's great to be alongside you covering this competition. What are your expectations for the next week or so in Group A?
Thanks there, Nick. Well, what an amazing 7 days of action we've got coming up here in Helsinki. Not only do we have the absolute honour to tip off the entire tournament, but we've also pretty much got the most interesting and competitive group. Definitely favourites in this group, but it's also likely that any of those teams could rip that script up. Most teams have the potential to beat any other team in their group, and the game we're moments away from is a prime example of that.
Well, absolutely, Mark. The first game pits together Slovenia and Poland. Slovenia, or rather Poland we'll start with. They've got out of the group phase 2 years ago. Do you think it'll be tougher for them this time out?
I think it's tough. It's definitely tough for Poland. They entered today's game as underdogs, but I really do think that's kind of how they like it. They've got a massive team spirit, very, very impressive. Out of all the teams we've been able to see in the practice day yesterday, they seem to be the closest in, and they will carry them a long way. I also think they'll think back to the last time they met Slovenia at EuroBasket 2013 in Slovenia, when they managed to turn them over by a 10-point margin. That said, that was their only competitive win, so I think the key is their team. Can they stay together? If they can, they're in with a good shout of winning today.
They've got an experienced coach in Mike Taylor. They've got plenty of Polish support as well.
Let's go.
They'll be taking on Slovenia, who never won a EuroBasket medal. They're obviously full to the brim of talent. We'll get onto the roster in a moment. But do you think Slovenia can win a medal this time out?
Well, after experiencing their training session yesterday and seeing how fully focused the guys are, I can't see how they're not going to win a medal, if I'm completely honest. They sent out a big signal in qualification. They went 6-0, topping their group, winning Group E. Most people expect to make the final round in Istanbul. I truly think they've got the firepower in their roster to make some waves and make it onto the podium. That said, will they come together and will they play to their full potential?
Let's hope so. High quality basketball all week here in Helsinki. The expectation is palpable. Familiar names and faces in both rosters. We'll come on to that in a moment. Two teams likely to play with very different styles. And as is customary with international basketball, we're going to start with the national anthems.
And now, a national anthem of Slovenia.
Wonderful rendition of both national anthems. And we are minutes away from the opening tip of the group phase of EuroBasket 2017. Our officials for this first game: Cristiano Maranhão, Apostolos Kalpakas and Jonas Ozils. Brazil, Sweden and Latvia, respectively. So much talent in the two rosters. First of all, the Polish one here. It'll be interesting to see who starts the centre role, Damian Kulig or Zdeněk Karnowski. Will depend on Mateusz Punica there.
It's interesting looking at the Polish starting five. Punica and Kozrak, they've got a big job on their hands today. Containing the backcourt of Slovenia is going to be one of their biggest challenges, without a doubt.
Confirmation that it's Karnowski who will start centre. See Kulig off the bench. Kulig has got two of his club teammates from Banvit in the Slovenian roster. Edo Muric there, number 8, who will play a big part, I would have thought. Gaspar Vidmar, his competition at club level. He'll line up against, at times, I would think, in this game at centre. Quite a few familiar names in there, Mark.
Absolutely. Again, the highlight, obviously, is going to be looking at the backcourt of Slovenia with Dragic, Nikolic and Doncic. They're formidable, potentially the strongest backcourt in the entire tournament. Vidmar will do his usual job of cleaning up those boards and doing some of the tough work for the team. But exciting to see both starting fives as we're getting close, obviously, to the tip-off of the entire tournament now. And looking at the spotlight, the players we picked out, Goran Dragic, so he's announced that this will be his final EuroBasket tournament after being their top scorer for the past 2 tournaments. And then Punica also averaged 9.3 in the previous tournament. He's just signed a new contract to move teams. He'll be at Iberostar Tenerife in the Spanish ACB for next season. So he'll be looking to have a big tournament here in EuroBasket, particularly the group stage in Helsinki.
So Mike Taylor there a moment ago, experienced coach with Poland, guiding them through to their second EuroBasket. Igor Koshkov, Serbian. It's his first time at EuroBasket. Just a minute away from the tip here. It's words of wisdom from the coach. I remember a couple of days ago where Mike Taylor was enjoying his birthday, which he shares with Mateusz Punica. Had a birthday on Tuesday. Got a pie in the face. Taylor.
I'm not sure I know too many coaches that would have taken that in such good humour as Coach Taylor did. But again, I think that reinforces in a light-hearted way how close they are as a team. We obviously witnessed one of their rookie hazing moments, initiation in their training yesterday, where they got Yellow to perform a dance routine, much to his embarrassment. But to be fair, he pulled it off reasonably well.
He certainly did. There's been quite a lot of dancing in the build-up to EuroBasket 2017. Our mascot Sam Dunk performing last night, but now it is on to the action. Well, where do you think this game's going to be won or lost?
It's going to come down to, for me, can Poland contain the backcourt of Slovenia? And from Poland's point of view, if they can contain that backcourt, the other thing is, can they win the battle of the boards? Can Karnowski, eliminate the Vidmar threat? Vidmar is unbelievable. He has a hunger and a passion to grab those rebounds.
And Vidmar playing alongside Muric, both play at Banvit in Turkey, both for the Basketball Champions League final. Winning mentality. So here we go then, welcome along to Helsinki, Finland for the first game of EuroBasket 2017. It is Slovenia against Poland. Slovenia in the white, Poland in the red. Here's Prepelic. Inside down to the main man, Goran Dragic. Prepelic kept in the corner there, goes for the 3 and brims out.
Interesting first play. Slovenia obviously looking to that perimeter straight away for some offensive options.
Sharik to Bonitka, now from the corner, and there's the first score. Aaron Sell for 3. How will Slovenia respond? Vidmar holding up the play nicely, and getting into the lane was Dragic, puts it up and in, and 1.
Great play by Dragic, old school pick and roll, using the body of Vidmar to guard his player off, gets inside, draws the contact. Such a veteran play to take that contact off the young Kanowski. Great job.
Immediate response then from Slovenia to concede the opening score. Dragic scored so many points for them in qualifying. He looked very good in those preparation games as well. He starts by adding the extra. Bonitka and Kasharik. Sell goes outside.
Slovenia applying some full court pressure early on, trying to slow the offense of Poland down.
It's Przemek Karnowski, known as the Big Mamba, and tries to back it in. Unable to do so on this occasion in transition. Kosharik to Zamoyski. And that's a great finish from Mateusz Bonitka. Looks seriously off balance. They're putting up and in off the glass. Here's Dragic now for Slovenia. Poland lead by 2. Inside the first 2 minutes. Good turn. And that's clever play by Vidmar. Doesn't manage to fall for it.
Interesting to see there that Vidmar's actually going to have probably the better foot speed on Konowski in today's game.
Down to Bonitka. Actually, Karnowski get the nod in the starting 5. Stolen. Probably would have gone with Damian Kulik, because of the knowledge he has of Gaspar Vidmar. He entrusted Karnowski, who's been banging in the points in preparation games. Poland played 11, while Slovenia just the 8. Both teams got winning records at 7 and 4 for Poland, 5 and 3 for Slovenia. Here's Dragic open and bangs it in.
Beautiful vision there by Mudic. Really heads up play, seeing the cut from Dragic.
Well, it is just the start Slovenia would have wanted for their talisman. He's got all 5 points for Slovenia. Sharik. This is the screen. Karnowski gets to the basket. Offensive rebound from Karnowski. Draws the foul.
Always going to be difficult to guard a guy of that size, that close to the basket. You obviously want to contest and make it difficult, but you are likely to foul him and send him to the line.
Karnowski mustered up 21 points against Hungary and 13 rebounds in their last friendly game before the start of EuroBasket. He's in the thick of the action here, opening his account. Still just 23 years of age. To lead at 16. And he makes both free throws. Poland back in the lead. To Luka Doncic. Dragic seems to have some kind of radar. They understand each other's game so well. That time it was locked off the pass.
Interesting to see Poland's tactics early on. Zamoyski all over Dragic, not giving him an inch of space to breathe, trying to deny him the possession the whole time because they know he's so important.
Prepelic puts it up and 1.
That's a really tough shot. Such composure, with such heavy contact, to continue to play that and hold the form on your shot. Great move.
Prepelic gets the trip to the line. And he does add the extra, and Slovenia are into the lead.
It's interesting as well, Poland picking up their third team foul of the quarter. We're only 3 minutes in. That could play a role in the eventual outcome of this game.
Zamoyski to AJ Slaughter. A couple of changes now for Poland. Something out of AJ Slaughter. Clever pass to Karnowski, who backs it up and in off the glass.
Great two-man game there from Slaughter and Karnowski. Could be a killer combo there.
Muric. Waits for support, finds Dragic. Surrounded. Muric goes for it. He's a little short. Ponika. Shrugs off Doncic. Karnowski finds himself at the top of the lane, and then the pass just wasn't on. Changes for Slovenia here. Jaka Blazic coming into the fray.
Kaczynski's also come on wearing a bandage on his head. Not the most flattering of injuries so far, but he's back in the game.
Dragic in off the glass. What a strong start this has been from Goran Dragic.
It's the one thing for Dragic. Doesn't matter what size he's going up against, he'll take the player to the basket nice and strong, take that body contact and still make what sometimes looks like impossible play.
Slaughter, now Vacinski. Oh, drains the three. Well, if there's one thing we can expect from Adam Vacinski, it's going to be a lot of outside of the arc shooting. Dragic goes for it from range. On this occasion, Blazic can't sweep up the rebound. Slaughter bringing it to the front court. Settling into a little bit of a rhythm here. Poland lead by 2. Slaughter, Karnowski. Movement was good. Those two have got an understanding. Vacinski evades Doncic, goes for it. And, hits the iron.
Good scramble defense by Slovenia there.
Dragic with a bounce pass into Gaspar Vidmar. Interesting battle between him and Karnowski. And how about that from Vidmar?
It's just old school big man moves. Take the man to the basket, put your shoulder in, and a little baby hook shot to complete it.
First score of the day for Gaspar Vidmar. Slaughter loses it. Ball get away.
That's
two
plays now they've gone to Karnowski. I think they're trying to push him outside the realms of where he's comfortable. He's a big guy. He wants the ball close to the basket where it's 1, maximum 2 dribbles to get. He doesn't want to be receiving the ball at the top of the perimeter.
Karnowski's going to sit down for a moment. Damian Kula gets his first entrance. Another change. See Zamoyski go off, and Mateusz Ponika comes back into the action. Dragic. And Doncic. Many times for those two pass between each other today. Dragic gets to the rack. This time doesn't have the finish, but Vidmar sweeps up the offensive rebound and it rattles in.
It's always going to be the problem for Poland. If they overcommit on Dragic, it's going to leave a big guy open like Vidmar inside for the easy putback.
Ponika. Oh, Vidmar swats it away, but it's a foul.
Not sure Vidmar agrees with the call. It looked like good defensive play. No, across the arm, absolutely. Good call by the referee. It's a trail ref as well. He had a great view down the lane and a strong call from the official. That said, you don't find many basketball players that have ever fouled anyone in their own opinion. So I think that won't be the last disagreement a player has with a referee's call this tournament.
So true. Ponika makes it 2 from 2 from the line, and once again the scores are level. No team taking a big lead at all in the first quarter so far. Here's Anthony Randolph, recently naturalised Slovenian.
Randolph definitely provides a different option.
Doncic from range.
The Slovenians will be relieved to see that. Their first three of the game. It's going to be an important part of their offense in this tournament, so it'll be good to see them start on that.
Doncic's first score in a EuroBasket. Monica tries to respond in kind, but rims out and Randolph sweeps up the board. Dragic off at the moment, so Doncic has just dropped a little further back, but clever from Luka Doncic. And what a good follow. Jaka Blažić, I think it was, following up. His first score. Slaughter. Still going, Slaughter. Lovely run. Does he have the finish?
Tough play there by Randolph, too quick on the block. Obviously a goaltending violation, swats it away while the ball's on the way down. If he'd only waited that split second, as soon as it touches the ring, it would have been live again for him to try and knock it away. But it shows the intensity that he's approaching the defensive end with. He's going to be one of the rim protectors for Slovenia.
Changing the big man position. Ziga Dimec is on, and Gaspar Vidmar's gone to the bench. Doncic finds Randolph. Given away. Turnover here for Poland. Vacinski.
Randolph's looked a little bit nervous in these opening exchanges. Obviously his first experience of international basketball for Slovenia. Keen to impress.
Slaughter, he's been really lively since his introduction. He's picked up another foul here.
Strong move to the basket. He's causing some issues in matchup situations. He's smaller, he's quicker. It'd be interesting to see how Slovenia kind of cope with that. I think they'll definitely look to rotate maybe and provide a little bit more help on whoever's guarding him rather than just leaving him straight up.
Slaughter makes both the free throws. Tell you what, Mike Taylor looks pretty satisfied with the start. They trail by one here, Poland. Blažić to Doncic. Doncic was a long range here, but leaves it short, and then it wasn't so good from Poland. And here's Randolph, and it's comfortable for Ziga Dimec to get his account off and running. A few misplaced passes from Poland so far. Here's Slaughter for a long jump shot too, and he makes it.
Slaughter really starting to find his rhythm now. Starting to cause Slovenia serious problems. He's up to 6 points, 2 assists. He'll be happy with his first shift of work here at EuroBasket 2017.
Doncic with Dimec in close proximity for support. A lot of offensive rebounds so far from Slovenia. Drained for three. Alexei Nikolic with his first points.
Again, I'll be interested to see if they actually try and force the ball out of Slaughter's hand. There you go, they're putting a lot more pressure on him, trying to not let him have the ball back in his hand.
Sell for three. Not this time. Blažić goes inside out. Randolph from the corner. Another offensive rebound for Slovenia. They're racking up to 5 now. Poland just 1.
As I said in the introduction to the game, it's going to be a vital battle of the boards. The Polish team have got to make more of an impact, and I think it's showing now. Konowski's coming back into the game. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Nikolic. To the rack, misses out this time. The reintroduced Karnowski. It's interesting, it's 4 of the offensive rebounds have come from guards for Slovenia. Slaughter to Kulig. Kulig and Karnowski playing together for the first time today.
It was interesting to see when Doncic went off, coach talking to him. I think Doncic's trying too hard at the moment. I think that's what he's probably guilty of.
Blazic from the top of the mountain. Well, just 21.7 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Poland now will look to hold out, obviously, for the final shot of the quarter. They'll run the clock down as low as they possibly can. It's going to be down to Slovenia to make that final shot a tough one. They're not going to overpress the ball. They're just going to make sure they contest that final shot as closely as they possibly can.
Slorcher. That's the foul. The Polish crowd are doing their bit. The sick man for the Orla, the Eagles as they're known. Shall penalised.
Smart move by coach Kokoskov, bringing in Dragic, almost special teams, 6 seconds to go, get the ball in Dragic's hands and see if he can bring up some magic in these final closing stages after the Polish free throws.
Changes coming for Poland as well. Tomasz Kielo, his international bow. Ponika makes both free throws. And he's up to 6 points, leading the scoring for Poland alongside AJ Slorcher. Randolph quickly. Doesn't make the shot, and Slovenia are up by 2 at the end of the quarter. So gripping first quarter of action in the group phase of EuroBasket 2017. Slovenia 24, Poland 22.
Interesting first quarter without a doubt. As expected, Dragic absolutely influential for the Slovenians, leading them with 7 of their 24 points. He's also managed to grab at least 3 minutes break, which is going to be unusual for Dragic within this tournament. They're going to have to work out his minutes and make sure they keep them to a limit. Ponitka matching him on the other end. He's got 6 points for the Polish. Interesting for me though is Doncic. He's tried so hard in this opening quarter, too hard. But it was also, you could see when Dragic left the court, Doncic took up the mantle of leader for Slovenia. They looked to put the ball through his hands, but without doubt the Polish, they've got to be happy with this opening quarter. They've hit some long shots, they've got some baskets, and they've gone, you know, toe-to-toe offensively with Slovenia.
They've been excellent from the free throw line as well. Saw the graphic up a moment ago. 8 out of 8 in that first quarter.
But the Slovenians, they've been working hard to create their own shots as well. If you're either of the coaches, I think you'd be happier being Coach Taylor for Poland at the moment. I think he'd be more content, even though they're down by 2. They've caused Slovenia some issues, and Slovenia, I think, in the long run, are going to have to make some changes to combat those issues.
That's one area Poland can look to improve, and it's in the rebounds. They've often been beaten to it. Slovenia have got those 5 offensive rebounds, 4 of them from guards. How do you stop that?
It's all about the weak side rotation, so people have got to rotate round, they've got to step in the way, they've got to box out, and they've got to find their assignments ultimately.
So second quarter up and running here. Group A between Slovenia and Poland. It's AJ Slorcher. Wasn't in the starting five, but certainly impressed in that first quarter. Kulik, lovely pivot. Can't get the shot to fall there.
Interesting to see now Poland, obviously with Kulik and Konowski on, trying to shore up those rebounds. You wouldn't imagine they'd give away so many offensive rebounds now.
Dimets. Good.
Beautiful shot by Prepelic.
Second field goal for Prepelic. He's up to 6 points.
Young mistake there by Chanchar. Fell for the head fake from Ponitka. Great veteran play by Ponitka, but Chanchar just bought into that a little bit too heavily. He's picked up his second foul. Only been on the court a short while as well, so it'll be interesting to see how coach deals with that.
Slorchet looking for Kulig. Just about finds him. Kulig up the baseline, out to the corner now for Ponitka. He missed by a distance. Dragic. Expecting him to play a lot of minutes in EuroBasket 2017, his last international outing. From the corner, and good from Vlatko Chanchar.
It's always great to see that from a young player as well. Hits the three, straight away points to the crowd. Appreciates the support from the travelling Slovenian fans. But a lovely set play here, straight off the chalkboard of the coach. Looking to set the screen. Randolph comes up and sets another screen for Dragic, and then the ball rotates quickly. So the weak side help has to come across to Randolph, leaving Chanchar wide open in the corner. Beautiful form on the shot, and drains his first bucket of the tournament.
Well, it's a 6-0 run at the start of the second quarter in favour of Slovenia. And Mike Taylor and Poland have called timeout.
First game here in Group A. Obviously, as we've said, pretty much everyone agrees the most competitive group. Poland will be the ones that will be fighting for one of those qualification spots to take them through to the final round in Istanbul. Slovenia, I think they're probably a little bit more confident they make it to Istanbul. However, they'll also have in mind they want to get a high enough seed. They want to go through and make sure that they've got a great record to take through, that they're facing one of the lowest seeds. So really important games every day, every game. And a huge experience for an awful lot of the players here, an awful lot of young players in both rosters, you know, trying to find their way. No more relevant than Doncic there for Slovenia.
Yeah, just 18 years of age, Luka Doncic, but there's not a basketball fan on the continent that doesn't know about him.
Phenomenal talent. We just need to see that, you know, that potential turned into on-court action here at EuroBasket.
Well, he's 1 from 6 from the field so far.
Interesting call from the referee there. Dragic had hustled the inbound pass. It looked like it just come off a Polish player, but the referee said that there was body contact from Dragic, so Poland will get a second bite at the cherry.
First foul for Dragic. This time a little more smooth from Poland. To the front court. Slorchet. It's Michał Sokolowski.
Easy call for the referee to make their offensive foul. He's allowed to lead with that arm, but as soon as he extends it to push the player away, there's no way the referee's going to call anything else. Just that push at the end there. He can lead with the arm, but he can't extend it any further. And it's right in front of the referee. Absolute perfect position for the referee to call that one.
A bit of trouble in for Poland at the start of the second quarter. Slovenia lead by 8. Here's Chanchar, clever pass to Randolph. And Dragic left open, and he doesn't miss those.
Really feels like Slovenia are starting to warm up now. They've got over those kind of early nerves within the tournament. They're starting to find some form on both ends of the floor.
It's now 8 points without reply. Randolph with his second assist as well. Slorchet. Konowski not on the same wavelength at all there, and Dragic will bring it to the front court. He might go all the way. He does go all the way. And that is his personal tally into double digits. And Slovenia's lead was already into double digits. They lead by 12. Konowski. And this time the offensive rebound is swept up, and it's Ponitka who reduces the arrears slightly. Well, Dragic has wasted no time in acquainting himself with this tournament.
Just the confidence that Dragic has when he plays the game. You can just sense it from his body language. As soon as he gets the ball in that kind of situation, there's only one thing that's going to happen. He's going to the basket.
Randolph. Against Damian Kulik, manages to find space to turn. The iron was not his friend there. Ponitka going to the basket alone, and that's better defense.
G-Mets with great help defense there between himself and Chanchar, managing to shepherd the play in the direction they wanted it to, and Ponitka ends up on the end of a rejection.
Slaws with the inbound, Ponitka, that's clever. Slovenia won't be happy.
I think we'll either see a personnel change. Chanchar is struggling to contain Ponitka, so they'll either move him across to guard someone else, or they'll take him out the game and bring someone in that they think can stop Ponitka.
Dragic again. As he said, not afraid to take on Karnowski. Here's Slaughter for three. Look at the space here for Anthony Randolph. He draws the foul. Kulik doesn't like the call.
It's the right call, and it's actually the right move by Kulik. The last thing you want to do is, when teams picking up momentum like that, is give them easy scores like this. That would have been an easy basket, and it would have continued to grow their confidence. Send Randolph to the line, make him earn some 2 points, and put a little bit of a stop, a pause in the game.
Slaughter sits out.
Chanchar's come out of the game as well. Doncic come in. Interesting to see how he now takes on Ponitka.
Interesting to note the difference between the two coaching styles. Mike Taylor very talkative, shall we say, and emotional. Igor Kokoshkov seems to never change his facial expression. Here's Aaron Sell. Baczynski, Karnowski. That's better passing. Ponitka wanted the foul, didn't get it. Dragic, that's beautiful. To Prepelic for three. Well, the move was sweet. The finish not quite. Baczynski on to Sell.
It's interesting to see the rotations as well. Slovenia seem to be using their bench an awful lot more than the Polish team at the moment, making sure they're spreading the minutes, which will pay dividends once we get into that fourth quarter, and then should have less tired legs on the court.
Baczynski to Karnowski. This time Poland do get an offensive rebound. That's great work from Shenin Karnowski.
It's going to be an interesting battle, Vidmar versus Karnowski.
Vidmar enjoyed that one. Wasn't up against Karnowski on that occasion, I don't think.
Strong move by Vidmar, veteran play. He thought he was fouled down the other end. Takes that out of his mind, comes down on the offensive end, and converts the play and goes to the line for the extra point.
Keeps it very simple, Vidmar. He's on 6 points. Can he have the extra? He certainly can. Lead back into double digits for Slovenia.
Slovenia applying some full court pressure now, trying to unnerve the Polish team, even doubling up as well.
Ponitka and Sell exchanging passes. Fabulous work from Mateusz Ponitka.
Dragic showing some frustration at his teammates there. If they're going to double up, they're going to have to rotate on the weak side. They can't just leave the lane open like that. Every time you're going to run a pressing defense like that, someone's always told to stay at home. Someone's always told to stay in the lane and protect the rim.
The two talisman have made the difference. Dragic leading the scoring for Slovenia with 11. Monika with 12 for Poland, the high score in the game. Timeout call.
It's going to be a very interesting 5 minutes 49. This really could make or break the game for both teams. Slovenia is starting to find a little bit of rhythm now on the court. They've not quite got the finish yet. An example of that was Prepelic, but you know they're starting to find some rhythm and they're applying the pressure. You know, 7 turnovers they forced on Poland. That's not going to be something that Coach Taylor is happy about, and he'll be looking to make some changes to address that situation.
Absolutely, that is cause for concern.
But on the other end of things, you know, Poland, they're only 8 points away. I don't think they'd be happy with how they played. To only be 8 points behind when you haven't played well, they're in a nice position. If they can find some form, get some momentum, hopefully stop that man Dragic from getting to the basket so easily, they can be back into this really quickly. But how do you stop Dragic? I suppose is the million-dollar question that numerous coaches through EuroBasket will be asking.
Yeah, easier said than done, I think it's fair to say. So we'll see if Poland can drag this back before half-time. 5:49 left in the quarter. And Poland with an immediate chance to reduce the arrears. Monika at the free-throw line. 13 points for Monika. Here's Dragic once more, finds a bit of space, and that's all he needs. Drains the three.
Dragic looks like he's in scary form. I'm sure it's on his mind that this is his last EuroBasket, and there's no way he's going to go out with a whimper.
Well, it looks like he means business. But so does Aaron Sell. Called. They go for the short inbound pass.
That's a huge play by Prepelic there.
Here's Dragic in the front court now, again finds space to manoeuvre, and again knocks down the two. 16 points, and there's still 5 minutes left in the half for Goran Dragic.
Doncic with the steal there, really picking up the levels now.
A nice pass out to Edo Muric, travelling called. Bandit man.
That's a huge play by Prepelic. Great chase back, and then it's obviously converted into Dragic breaking Monika's ankles as he gets to the basket and drains the two.
Slaughter. Zamoyski. Sell to Slaughter, moving it around quickly. That's what they need to do. Faczynski, no look pass. And Zamoyski, good!
Great play by Zamoyski, so calm under the pressure of the shot clock running down.
That was high-class stuff from Poland. Dragic, this time Sell is there to block the pass.
This is exactly what Poland need. They need to pick up their intensity. They need to pick up the tempo of the game for themselves.
Faczynski from the top of the mountain. Doncic. Dragic. The last couple of moments he's shown that he is human after all. Slaughter. Finds himself in a bit of a cul-de-sac, but he found the pass to Karnowski, but Vidmar was there. It's turnover again, it's Doncic to Muric, and puts it in off the glass. And Slovenia's lead extended once more to 11.
No choice there for Coach Taylor of Poland to call a timeout. Seeing Slovenia out on the break, playing team basketball in the transition, beautiful. Muric finishing it off there with Doncic's assist. They've got their tails up, they're ready to play now, Slovenia. They've arrived at this tournament, and Poland need to stop that and stop it quickly.
We're beating ourselves right now because we're not executing. We got to work together.
I know we feel good, but we got to break them down. We got to make them guard up. Shot selection's too quick. Stay on the same page. If they take us out of something, we got to stay together as we make a play. So now, 3 side. AJ, C, Adam, Beast.
Fans are enjoying themselves. Games today in Helsinki. Iceland, Greece meet later this afternoon.
Definitely a great opening day for EuroBasket. What is the strongest group, the toughest group for the teams to get through. Tonight's game should be an absolute highlight of the tournament. It'd be interesting to see how the crowd atmosphere impacts the Finnish team. 12,500 screaming countrymen behind them. Should be a great atmosphere.
Meanwhile, back here, Poland have got to do something before half-time. They trail by 11. Slaughter. It's a real bright spot for the Poles. Wycinski. Shot clock down to 5-4-3 and left short by Wycinski. Just got in before the buzzer. First points for Adam Saniak.
Illegal screen by Muric from there. Just a couple of calls going the way of Poland in the last couple of plays.
Saniak to Slaughter. Wycinski, tough shot to make. Doesn't quite. Dragic.
A little bit scrappy in the last minute or so of the game. Both teams obviously trying to close out and get the advantage going into the half.
Shot clock down to 5. This is Muric trying to find space for a shot. Slaughter did well. Wycinski was there for the rebound. Slaughter now on the front foot. Sell. Done well to regather that. Samoyski puts up a little jumper. Tony's happy.
Not a popular call with the Slovenian fans as the battle under the basket intensifies and Dimec is called for the foul. To be fair, he did kind of pull on the arm. So it's inevitable it's going to get called. Saniak will go to the line for 2 as Slovenia are in the team foul situation. I think Poland will target keeping it into single digits. I think they'll be reasonably comfortable going into the half-time break.
It's about managing that lead that Slovenia have. A chance to eat into it here. That is 10 from 10 from the free throw line for Poland. I think they've been practicing.
I think so. It's going to be an important element of the game as well, throughout the tournament. So the last thing you want to do is come away from a game having lost it due to poor free throw shooting, something you can work on.
Doncic runs into trouble, and Wycinski picks up the pieces and puts it up and in off the glass.
And the game swings once again. Poland in full flow as Slovenia called a timeout. Doncic here claiming that there was a foot violation, that the ball actually bounced off Zaniak's foot, which it did. Referee no call though. Needs to stop worrying about asking the referee for the call and make his way back on transition defense. But Poland will be happy with that.
What a fight back this is from the Biała Czerwone. Igor Lukoskov. Time out.
Ajmo da uradimo običan team one. Ili odigraj, znaš šta? Odigramo fist up. Enter you five. Top of screens, just like that.
Really has been a battle so far between Dragic and Panicka. Panicka 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Dragic 16 points, a rebound and an assist to his name. Both players having played 14 minutes so far. It's a bit of an old-fashioned shootout, but it also shows that rebounding back is absolutely key. Those second chance points of offensive rebounds is going to be critical to both teams.
Poland have really come back into the battle of the balls. They were trailing 5-1 in terms of offensive rebounds. They're now leading at 7-5.
I think there's no coincidence that that swing has coincided with Jasper Vidmar sitting on the bench and not taking part at the moment. He is a huge influence on the inside for Slovenia.
Slovenia went on an 8-0 run. At the start of the quarter, Poland now scored the last 6 points. It's a 5-point game.
I think Dragic making an point to the officials there, pulling up from a long way out, taking contact and shooting the three. Referee's not calling it.
Drains it. And it's a 3-point game now, Mark.
Gradually work their way back into this. The Polish will be very happy with the closing stages of this half.
Call on for Xavier this time. Dragic's number's going to be at the end of this game. 17 points at the moment.
I think one word, impressive. I think that's where they're going to end up.
Slaughter. Randolph trying to get the steal, manages to do just that. Dragic to Randolph, alley-oop pass, brilliant from Slovenia.
Beautiful highlight play, gets the Slovenian fans on their feet, and no wonder.
Sell. Poland feel they must respond before half-time. Slaughter was found there. Chan likes the call much. Well, we wondered what Anthony Randolph would bring to the Slovenian team. That wasn't bad.
It's absolutely what he brings to the Slovenian team. He's a contrast to their, usual big lineup. He's athletic, he can handle the ball. He's happy away from the basket as he is back to the basket. Definitely a different look for Slovenia.
And if Poland can drag Dragic's foul count up, that would certainly help. 2 fouls at the moment.
Poland there continuing to dominate the offensive boards at the moment.
Slaughter for 3. Drains it! And that halves the Slovenian lead with 9 seconds of the half left to play. And AJ Slaughter's into double digits.
Interesting little confrontation between Hatzaraniak and Doncic. Doncic just poking him a little bit. Unsportsmanlike foul called on Hatzaraniak. Looks like the youngster has got the better of that one. Not what you'd expect. It's the 18-year-old who should lose his temper, not the experienced Hatzaraniak. Coach Taylor just saying to him, look, don't get involved, walk away from it. No one's going to win from that. Well, they are. Doncic is going to the line for 2.
Well, sparks were flying there. He said something was going to happen. That was unwise. Hatzaraniak. Slovenia might just be able to peel away here once again. Makes both shots. And importantly, Slovenia will still have the possession. 8 seconds to extend their lead.
And the ball in the hands of Dragic.
Here he is, Dragic into the lane. Free throws coming. Dragic gets to 20 points before half-time. What a start to EuroBasket 2017 for him. Poland will have to move this to the front court very quickly. It's Vacinski from the halfway, leaves it well short. And it's Slovenia's first half by 7. Half-time, Slovenia 53, Poland 46. Well, Mark, what did you make of the first half of action?
That's why we love basketball. It's a great opening to EuroBasket, an absolute back and forth affair. Slovenia opened up strongly. Poland pulled them back. Slovenia took another lead. Poland came back into it. A little bit of argy-bargy towards the back end. The passion spilling over. You can't want more from it. And an interesting second half that we've got set up in front of us now. Dragic is obviously in dominant form. He's on 20 points. Panitka's on 13 points and 6 rebounds for Poland. But the big issue Poland have got, they've got to look after the ball. Those 10 turnovers that the Polish have picked up, that's equated 16 points scored for Slovenia. They continue that in the second half, they'd have no chance of winning this game. They have to protect the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. The way Slovenia have moved the ball and made that happen is they are switching so heavily from guard through to small forward. They're switching, which means whoever's got the ball in their hands is always under pressure. And it's showing, you know, Dragic is out on the break and he's a tough guy to stop on the break. That's the last thing you want seeing at you as a transition defender with Dragic coming back.
Well, it's those two main men, Dragic and Panitka. You pick them out before the start and they have delivered and in style for their countries. It's what we wanted to see, the best players playing at their full potential. I think one area for Poland they might look at is the centre position. They were starting with Karnowski, they had Vidmar back. In the end, they've ended the half with a lot of action from Saniak. We weren't expecting to see a lot of. Do you feel, who will we see in the second half?
Do you know what I think? If Saniak can keep his kind of passion in check, he seems to be one that's getting the most benefit. You know, the back end, when Poland had that second surge and got back into the game, it was on the back of offensive rebounding. And for me, offensive rebounding, as much as there's technique to it, it's about passion and wanting to get after the ball. For Saniak, you can't deny how passionate he is. He's shown that. He's going after the ball as hard as he can, and he seems to be inspiring his teammates to chase down those offensive balls. That said, how do you stop a guy the size of Karnowski? Even Gasper Vidmar struggled at times to stop Karnowski getting towards the basket.
Well, passion, one of the fundamental things we were expecting to see in EuroBasket 2017. We've seen it in abundance in that first 20 minutes of action from the Helsinki arena. Excited for the second half. Slovenia lead by 7. They're clearly not away with it yet. How do you see the second half going?
I think it's going to be another interesting battle. Like I say, it's one of those. Coach Taylor, from Poland's point of view, you do one of two things. Do you let Dragic get what he gets? So you kind of say, you know what, I'm not sure we have the firepower to stop Goran Dragic, so you let him have what he has and you lock down the majority of the rest of the team? Or do you find a way of stopping Dragic? Is it a matter of forcing the ball out of his hands, double teaming him so he's not getting the ball into his hands in the first place? You know, or do you try and play mind games with him? Do you rough him up a little bit? Yeah. Where do you go as Coach Taylor? It's difficult to say, to be completely honest with you. I'm not too sure what the tactic he will employ to stop Dragic is. And on the Polish point of view, I think they just need to keep their heads in the game and keep fighting as a team. The battle of the boards will be where they can win the game. It absolutely will be. If they can stop Slovenia grabbing offensive rebounds and grab a few offensive rebounds of their own, they've got real opportunities to come away with the win, and a surprise win it would be.
And a word on Luka Doncic making his competitive bow in international basketball today. What have you made of his debut?
I don't think he'll be happy with his debut, but I think that's what makes a great player. They're never going to be content with the performance they've had. He's come out, he's had some good plays and some strong plays, and he's obviously trying to take the leadership role when Dragic isn't on the court, but I also feel he's tried maybe a little bit too hard in certain instances. That's just a matter of time and experience, and that's what he'll gain during this group phase here in Helsinki. If they progress obviously to the Istanbul phase, he'll be a lot wiser for the experience, but there's no denying the talent that Doncic possesses. You know, predictions that he potentially will be #1 draft pick next year for the NBA, and, you know, could be one of the best players in the world for the years to come. I can see that. You can see what he's got, and you can see why people are raving about the talent that he has. His vision on the court to find his teammates is very impressive.
No question about that. Huge talent, Luka Doncic. Looking forward to seeing more of him in the second half. This EuroBasket 2017 Group A encounter. Well, aside from Mateusz Panicka, who stood out for you for Poland?
It's an interesting one. Obviously, we were interested to see how Panofsky reacted to being in a pressure situation. Recently graduated from Gonzaga in NCAA Division 1. First, signed his first professional contract in ACB. So there's a lot riding on Konofsky in his next year. He's had a bit of a stuttery one so far. 6 points, 3 rebounds in 13 minutes. That's not too bad. I expect to see more from him. I think he'll impose himself more in this second half. A pleasant surprise from the coach's point of view.
Yep, Slaughter's been excellent. Well, that is half-time in the first Group A game. It's Slovenia 53, Poland 46. Don't go too far. We'll be back with a second half of action shortly. Welcome back then to the Helsinki Arena in the Finnish capital. Time, the first game in the group phase of EuroBasket 2017, the curtain raiser. It was mouth-watering before the start. It certainly hasn't disappointed, Mark Mills, has it? Slovenia 53, Poland 46. The main man, Goran Dragic there, he's been highly influential.
Yeah, it's absolutely been the Goran Dragic show. It seems to be get the ball in his hands and he'll score. So yeah, majority of his scoring has come from penetration to the basket. But again, he's not intimidated by the big guys. He's gone against Konowski, numerous times and taken the ball to the basket. But on the other side, Ponitka, 13 points for Poland. He's kind of kept his end of the bargain up, as it were, and it's a great battle between those two experienced players.
He could be well on for a double-double, actually. 13 points for Ponitka and 6 rebounds so far. Poland shore things up at the boards in the second quarter, where they were struggling in the first. Slovenia have won both quarters so far, but it's been tight throughout, and plenty, of course, for optimism for Mike Taylor.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think he'll be overly disappointed. I think if they kept their heads in the closing stages and didn't pick up the unsportsmanlike foul towards the back end of that second quarter, he'd have been looking for a closer game.
First play.
So I think he's got a lot to be positive about come out in the second half.
On this side, Adam here.
Slovenia are back out on the court a lot earlier than Poland's chests. There was been talk going on in the post. Not too many changes for them in the second half.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. I imagine they'll look to put the ball through Dragic's hands. He's on form, he's on fire today, so I imagine they'll keep to do the same kind of things that they've done in the first half. From Poland's point of view, again, I don't think they'll change an awful lot. I think they'll look to try and win the battle of the boards a little bit more than they have been. They only started turning that round in the second, in the second quarter. So they'll want to make sure that they keep that locked down throughout the rest of the game.
Well, Poland are reverting back to their starting five. Łukasz Koszarek back in at point guard, replacing AJ Slaughter. Zel, Ponitka, Konowski and Baczynski for the Eagles. His classic role really for this Slovenian side, no-nonsense centre. So far he's weighed up pretty well against both Karnowski and Kulik. So we're back underway in the second half of this Group A encounter, the first game of EuroBasket 2017. A 7-point game with Slovenia in the lead and immediately looking to increase it. Dragic starts the third quarter as he ended the second.
Beautiful play, eases his way inside, just eases the defender out of the way, and an easy 2 points. None easy for Dragic than that one.
That's what you call setting the tone. Karnowski. I don't want to see more from there, big man. Found space hard to come by, and here's Dragic. Fast break from Slovenia.
4 points in 40 seconds for Dragic. I think our conversation during the halftime break about how does Coach Taylor stop Dragic, maybe the answer is he can't and has to find other ways around him to win this game.
Unstoppable. Goran Dragic at the moment. And Vidmar once again winning the battle between he and Karnowski. Here's Prepelic with space outside the arc, and he knocks it down. And it's timeout Poland. And, well, Mike Taylor does not look best pleased.
That's not the start he'd have wanted. coming out of the locker room. Like you say, for a long time that they spent in the locker room trying to make things right, and straight away they've conceded 6 points straight off the bat, 4 from Dragic and 2 from Pepelic. They need to shut that down straight away. They need to stop that momentum. Slovenia are on a high. The Slovenian fans are on their feet. The Slovenian drums are ringing out.
60, Luke
Poland needs to make sure that they
63, elevator. 60, Mamba's here. Aaron's here. You're on this side, Aaron. After he curls, you're popping. Mateus Adams coming here. 60, we look.
Elbow 5. Edo, primiš je ovdje, idemo zajedno, čekaj, vidna. Stiže se prla i ovdje taj krv, gore mu daj pas. Kogi, otvori si u šot korner. Pametno, ej, pametno.
We've seen Poland claw back big deficits before in this game.
Great defense as well. This is where a lot of the offense will stem from for Slovenia, is the intensity and the vision on the defensive end to get in the passing lanes, initiates that fast break.
The steal, then a great pass, and this was his three-pointer moments ago. How will Poland respond? Here's Łukasz Kaczmarek. Karnowski. Sel just leaves that one a little short, and Vidmar gets another board to his name. Called for a foul. Muric finding space easy to come by. Dragic playing a big role in that. Vidmar for once doesn't get the rebound, but it's given away by Sel. And it could have been costly. Pepelic this time rimming out. Kaczmarek, Sel for 3. Showing his way back. Dragic gets it. Muric, Doncic. It's quick ball from Slovenia.
Slovenians enjoying their basketball. Big smile on the face of Dragic.
Muric. Karnowski with the rebound on this occasion.
Interesting to see with Poland as well. I'm not too sure. They're swapping and changing their point guard quite frequently.
Bonetka gets to the glass.
The change of point guard seems to be unsettling the team a little bit. Kozovac now having a turn at the point.
Muric banks it in. Well, it probably won't be long till we see AJ Slaughter again. One would think he played a lot of the first half, despite not starting. Slovenia a 12-0 run. Wyszynski to Kaczmarek. Blocking this single digits. Wyszynski puts it up. Rattles away. Something very rhythmical about the way Slovenia going on the offensive. They look hurried. They're able to pass the ball quickly. They need to. They look a very well-drilled side.
Absolutely, the way they move the ball on the offensive end is so rhythmic and almost fluid as a team. They seem to be very well connected already, being obviously the only opening game.
Doncic. This time doesn't make the shot from range.
And even in situations like that, what looked like a lost cause for Blažić, he's put so much pressure on the Polish player. He's forced him to knock it out of bounds, so it's a Slovenian ball again. It's those small things that make that difference.
Dragic doesn't need a second invitation to shoot. Wyszynski this time gets the rebound, brings it to the front court for Poland. Sel wide open, good!
Defensive assignment missed there, leaving Sel wide open for the 3. He'll shoot that all day long, and Poland will be relieved to get some points on the board.
First 3-point success for Sel today. I'll be hoping that he gets plenty more chances though. Here's Vidmar. In the lane, shrugging off Kulin. Gets the score and 1. Great
play by the veteran Big Vidmar, just working strong, using his pivot. Getting Kulig off balance, getting him up in the air, and then drawing the contact. Classic play by Vidmar, and it's what he'll do for 40 minutes a game if you let him.
He is rock solid, Vidmar. Generally pretty dependable from the line. Kulig may find himself in a bit of foul trouble if he's not careful. He's up to 3 fouls. This time, Vidmar can't add the extra. Kosharek. Baczynski. Mateusz Ponika. Who makes this Poland side tick. Baczynski, that's a good pass. Kulig. That's where he wants to get to the low post, and he doesn't miss those.
It's absolutely what Poland need to be doing. They're using their screens to create mismatches on the offensive end, enabling Kulig to use his size advantage to its maximum effect.
Luka Doncic. Step back 3 attempt. Hits the iron, and who's there but Gaspar Vidmar? So dependable.
Just a warrior on the hardwood, Vidmar. Absolutely dependable in every game.
Baczynski. The back door to Damian Kulig. Kulig, left open, why not? Doesn't get there, but the rebound snapped up. Okay, can't make it count this time. Jaka Blažić in possession for Slovenia. Dragic off the court, so Doncic is the one who is running the show. Doncic gets into the lane, goes inside out. Muric for 3. Kisses the rim, and Ponika fouled by Muric. Key few minutes coming up here for Poland. Need to stay within touching distance as Kosharek finds Shell with the inbound pass. Kulig, it's a mistake, and it's turnover.
3-on-2 break for Slovenia. They're deciding to slow it down. They're now comfortable in their half-court offensive set. They know they'll get the shot they want to get, so they have to slow the ball down.
Blažić into the lane, puts it up, but he's called for an offensive foul.
Demets with the illegal screen, not keeping a stationary position, not square on to the defender. Pushing him out, leveraging him out, leaning and moving. Makes it an easy call for the official.
Demets up to 3 fouls now. Kosharek. Nikolic called for a foul on this occasion. Any further thoughts of Igor Kokoschkov?
It's interesting to see how that will play out. How he thinks he's going to be able to come back. How he thinks he's going to close this game out. Because it looks like he's already using it to rest some players, which is a very brave move with 14 minutes left to play and only a 14-point lead. Don't get me wrong, I think if things started going in the other direction, you see Dragic back in and Prepelic back in the game very, very quickly. But I think it's wise from coach to do that. It's a long tournament and it's quite an intense tournament as well for the players, physically and mentally.
Physical battle there. Just look a little rushed when they're on the offensive. Dragic announced his international retirement will come at the end of EuroBasket 2017.
And how sweet it would be if he could retire with a medal around his neck.
Absolutely. They are setting the tone for the tournament at the moment, Slovenia.
Just some confusion amongst the officials at the moment. The Slovenians were asking that it was a shot clock violation.
It looks like the decision's been reversed here.
I think they are actually going to get the shot clock violation rather than the inbound ball for Poland. There's quite a heavy protest from not just the Slovenian coaching staff, but also the players. Looks like they've come to Coach Taylor not happy though, not surprisingly on that one.
Just over 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Dragic still on the bench, so Doncic surging into the lane, looking for Dimets. Kept the ball alive. And Blasic has it. Doncic. And Dimets at the low post. We've got the foul, but not the score.
Panitska screaming for a 3-second call on Dimets. Still calling for it, still calling for it. Dimets posts him up way, way down in the low block.
He's still arguing his case. Falling on deaf ears. It's going to be Zika Dimets with a trip to the line. His first free throws of the afternoon. And 2 from 2. Both teams have been pressed in the free throw department. Slaughter. He's back into the fray now. To Zamoyski. Shot clock into single digits.
Slovenia still working hard.
Slaughter, the jump shot 3 attempts.
Doncic lost his footing. Looks like he might have picked up an injury there. That'll be a concern. Looks okay, he's up and walking. He's okay walking though. Not taking the risk of Slovenians though, as Doncic will go to the bench and Chanchar will come back in. Slovenia not losing their intensity on the defensive end though. They're up by 16 points. Still working really, really hard on the defensive end.
Dimets with his second trip to the line in succession. Made no mistake first time out. Is there a danger that this lead is getting out of hand for Poland?
I think there absolutely is. I think the Polish will be looking to try and close this down a little bit before the end of the third quarter to give them a chance in the fourth to take the lead themselves.
Here's Bonetka. Poland did end the second quarter strongly. And the shot clock as it bounds to it Drake. Slaughter needs to get a shot away here. Does just before the buzzer. And Randolph was there to collect the rebound and sets up Blasic for the 3. Good!
And that's the difference that Randolph gives Slovenia. A big that can grab the rebound and run the floor with the vision to find the shooter spotting.
For the first time, the lead goes above 20 for Slovenia. Here's Slaughter. Now, Mateusz Bonetka thought about the long 2, instead switches it to Zamoyski. And Kulig swallows up the rebound.
And as unromantic and as, you know, unattractive as it is, that's how Poland are going to get back into this game. It's the grubby work, it's the tough offensive rebounds and the putbacks. That's how they're going to fight their way back into this contest.
Blasic rings out. Beg your pardon, it's Nikolic. Oh, he got the better there of his man. Pass wasn't so good, and Bonetka will bring it to the front court and puts it down. Easiest score of the night for Poland. I've seen mistakes like that very often at all from Slovenia. And there you go, the fast break point difference. Slovenia picked up 19 on the counter, Poland just 4.
And again, that's all stemming from the intensity of the defense. That's with Slovenia over-pressing the ball. doubling up on the ball sometimes, forcing it out of the hands of the players that are comfortable with the ball. That's how they force those turnovers. That's how they've got fast break points.
Start to his international career, Anthony Randolph. 23 throw shots. Tomasz Gielo back on the court. Karnowski has replaced Kulik. Slaughter for three, leaves it short. Nikolic. A lot of space over on the far side for Blasic.
Offensive foul called under the basket. Big battle between Dimes, Gielo and Dimes called for the foul there. Arguing his case with the referee, but it's great to see big guys battling for position under the basket. It's one of the exciting parts of the sport. And as I said before, one of the most important parts of this game is going to be that interior battle.
Slaughter. Karnowski. Gielo making his international debut today. Oh, what a pass from Randolph from the floor, and the alley-oop attempt. Well, that really would have been stunning from Slovenia had it have come off. They might still get some points from it.
That's absolutely how Randolph will win over the Slovenian fans. Plays like that where he's sacrificing his body, getting after the ball on the hard.
Marina's back on the ball. Randolph gets the shot off. No, not quite.
Not in time. Didn't manage to get it off in time with the shot clock. Great hustle by Randolph. What a shame that he couldn't finish that play with the alley-oop. That's one we'd have been seeing across Facebook.
Here's Slaughter in the meantime. Less than half a minute left in the quarter. Slaughter goes inside out to Gielo for three. Drains it.
Great shot. Again, it's really showing that Slaughter, I think at the moment, and how they're matching up against Slovenia, is probably their best option at the point guard. He's creating, not necessarily a shooter, but he is creating for them.
Gielo's first points in international basketball, those. Randolph, this time did get the shot off, but it was no good, and that concludes the third quarter. Another good quarter for Slovenia. They've extended their lead. They are clear by a full 16 points, 74-58. So Slovenia well ahead after three quarters of this first game of EuroBasket 2017. They've really set the tone. Goran Dragic has been the star for the Slovenians, 24 points. Gaspar Vidmar is also into double digits now on 11. And Poland, well, they have a mountain to climb in the final quarter.
They absolutely do. It's been a tough quarter for them. The third quarter was definitely not their friend as Slovenia extended their lead. What it also enabled Slovenia to do was rest the likes of Prepelic and Dragic. So Dragic there really only playing the opening phases, and then they were able to rotate him out. So they'll have him fresh if they need him if this lead starts to decrease. Poland with everything to do in this final 10 minutes.
There is so much anticipation about this group, such a tight group. And I'll tell you what, this game has certainly delivered some swashbuckling basketball from both sides of the court. But you have to say it's Slovenia that have laid down that early marker in this group. Sokolowski inbounds for Poland. They trailed 74-58. Slorcher, Sokolowski again, and that's a great start for Poland to this final quarter.
Exactly what they wanted to see. That's exactly what they needed to come straight away into the game and start to chip away at this lead.
Dragic back on the court.
Great positioning play there by Vidmar. Managed to get himself very, very deep inside the paint. Radziniak, no option really to foul him. Vidmar was only going to do one thing then, a little baby hook into the basket. Radziniak fouls.
Dragic, he's on the ball, sends fireworks, you're not far away. Gets to the rebound this time. It's been some encouraging performance for Poland from the bench today. Slaughter we mentioned, Bielo and Radziniak have acquainted themselves well.
I think that makes it even more difficult for Coach Taylor. You know, you look at a lot of teams, they have a set 5, maybe 2 or 3 rotation players. Who's Poland's starting point guard? That's going to be a question they're going to come out of this game and have to answer. Slaughter has acquitted himself well. Kozrak's had limited minutes if he picks up early fouls. They'll need to make that decision because, you know, the rest of the team will play on that.
Nice little bounce pass from Slaughter there, but Saniak this time couldn't finish the job. Here's Dragic. It's an interesting battle. Dragic carries on, undeterred, gets to the basket, adds another 2 to his collection. See exactly what Mike Taylor was shouting there. Charge, he felt. Michał Sokolowski. Moving the ball quicker. Sania, that's good from Slaughter. It looked like he was stuck there for options. And draws the foul. Gaspar Vidmar with 4 fouls next to his name. Danger of being fouled out. Sits on the bench.
That could be one of the game changers for Poland. Someone like Vidmar in foul trouble, having to leave the game. They have to look for those kind of opportunities and exploit them.
Adam Saniak finds himself out on the perimeter. Often putting 2 men on Slaughter to try and limit his influence. Here's Dragic. Oh, that's a lovely pass round the corner. Randolph. Not this time. Yellow. Slaughter using the screen set by Hutsani. Goes for the long 2. Rims out.
Slovenia now starting to run a lot slower on the offensive end. They know that the clock's on their side.
Randolph into Zika Dimets. He's been one of the bench players who's caught the eye for Slovenia.
It's one of the issues Poland have suffered from throughout the game, and it's why the likes of Radziniak have got 4 fouls, is that they're allowing the Slovenian big men to establish so deep inside the paint that there's no alternative. Once they're there and locked in with the ball in their hands, there's very little that you can do as a defender. What you have to do is make sure you're not letting them get that space, that you're bumping them and you're effectively almost pushing them outside of the paint.
5 fouls. Zika Dimets is going to have to sit out the rest of this quarter.
Interesting situation now for Slovenia. They're forced into bringing Vidmar back on, who has 4 fouls. Vidmar fouls out. They don't have, you know, a huge amount of legitimate bigs to take that interior role. You know, Randolph doesn't want to be playing that interior role for the rest of the game.
I Things getting very interesting here in the final quarter. Saniak to Slaughter. Now Tomasz Gielo.
Be interesting to see if Vidmar does foul out. Will they bring Karnowski in? Because I think Vidmar's the only one on the Slovenian team that can truly stop him on the offensive end.
Watch the Polish bench very carefully. In the meantime, here's Doncic. A very tough shot. Not able to make it this time. It's going to be another fouled out, and it's Vidmar.
And Vidmar's gone, as we've been talking. That's a huge call from the referee. That puts the game in the balance, and look what's happening straight away. Poland bring Karnowski in. They see the change in the game. They know that Karnowski can now have free reign on the offensive end. They're not going to have a big body to stop him. Could cause Slovenia serious issues.
Mark, you called that one absolutely to perfection. Vidmar fouled out. Joins Nimitz. Karnowski comes on, and let's see how Poland can exploit this.
Not going to be an enjoyable 6 minutes 55 for Randolph. It's not going to be his favourite 7 minutes of Finland.
Slaughter. Another foul called.
Straight away, they're looking to go to Karnowski though, bringing it to his side, trying to open up the passing lane to get the ball inside. This isn't what Slovenia will want though. Sending Poland to the line, enabling them to close the gap while the clock is stopped. That's not going to help them close the game.
Well, we've already seen Poland have been very good from the free throw line. If they can continue that, they'll eat away at this deficit. Just the 1 from 2 though this time for Zamoyski.
You have a feeling Dragic is going to take the team on his back now and try and extend this lead back out.
Dragic into the lane, goes inside out. What a pass. Doncic knocks it down. Phenomenal stuff from Slovenia, and that's just the response they were looking for.
There's your 1-2 backcourt punch from Slovenia. Vision from Dragic, dragging the defense in, and Doncic hitting the long three.
Baczynski plays the pass, and it's a fantastic shot from range from Przemysław Zamoyski. Dragic on his own, and that is once again superb stuff.
I think Dragic's mentality is he's not going to let it be decided by Slovenia's defense. He's going to make sure that their offense outfires Poland.
28 points and counting. Zamoyski trying for 3 again. Karnowski with the offensive rebound. Up against Randolph. He's got his hands full. There's another foul.
Interesting move now by Poland as well as Karnowski, obviously able to find more space inside against Randolph than he did Vidmar. Poland bringing in Ponitka, obviously leading them on the scoring side of things. As Karnowski works hard in the low post, players are going to crash down on him. Ponitka is going to be spotting up for that jumper.
Free throw percentage is starting to drop off at a moment, really. Lead is still 15, just over 5 minutes left to play. Slovenia have got 2 players fouled out of the game, and they're key men. Vidmar and Nimitz. Here's Ponitka, just back in to the action for Poland. Baczynski, lovely finish. That's a timeout call, this time by Igor Kokoskov.
Wants to stem the flow as Poland are starting to find the basket with a little bit more ease now that the interior defense has been weakened on Slovenia's side. Baczynski sees that, goes to the basket, Strong gets the 2. Slovenia will be looking to find ways of shoring up that defensive end. But I'm still in the mindset that Dragic will try and take it upon himself just to outscore Poland. In the old-fashioned, we'll score more points.
Hey, they have 2 fouls. It's about referees, it's about us. We fucking shooting jump shots. We sell everything for jump shots. Put a pressure on referees. I want to see foul, I want to see the close the game. Smart, no turnovers. Lock the ball, take care of the ball. Let's do the free throw right now. Hey. That's challenge.
Absolutely not, and it's one of the things that we talked about in the build-up to the game. The Polish team spirit, this is where it counts for points. This is where their unity and their togetherness and the fact that the guys have come together as a group, that's where it will make the difference. You know, in the early stages, it won't have such an impact. Towards the end, it will, and it's showing. Foul trouble for Slovenia. Poland are going to capitalise on it.
Taylor believes there's no question. Discipline is key for them. Koshkov will feel there's shown a little discipline in the last few minutes. Now, if they're going to see this win out, they're going to need to refine it.
And they're going to have to make that move soon. We're going into the final 5 minutes of this game, a 13-point lead. It's not unrecoverable, but it's getting close to it now. They'll have to start chipping into that lead very soon.
Here's Muric, puts it up. And Karnowski, as we expect now, is going to sweep up a lot of boards. Big time calling for the ball. Now called on Anthony Randolph.
Thankfully for Slovenia, only his second foul. I don't think they want to go any further into their bench for the bigs. But Karnowski's got to make it count.
Makes the first free throw. Gripping game. 2 from 2 for Karnowski. He's up to 9 points now. They've shared the points out pretty evenly, Poland. I think he's still leading the way on 15. There's Doncic, that's a great pass. Dragic, little bit of space is usually all he needs. This time, the Iron sees it out. Pornitka with a fast break. Doesn't get the score, but he does get the foul.
Absolutely, and these are 2 critical free throws. If Poland can get it down to single digits off this drive foul, that's a real symbol. It's a psychological barrier. Getting down from double digits into single digit gap with 4:22 to go, that's absolutely going to motivate Poland to push on.
Every point matters so much. It's just 1 from 2. Doncic. So Randolph, lovely bounce pass and flushed in style by Anthony Randolph. And that releases the pressure valve just a little. Meantime, it's Karnowski into the lane. And he sends up a hook. And the lead is down to 10. The lowest it's been since midway through the third quarter. Doncic, see space in the corner.
See, the Slovenians have to have some patience. That's a poor shot selection. There's 3:34 to go. They're up by 10, and they're shooting the ball with well over 10 seconds left in their shot clock. Run the clock a little bit more. They need to take that shot maybe 4, 5, 6 seconds later into the shot clock. Start using that a little bit more. And again, a foul 90+ feet away from your own basket, sending Pornitka to the line for 2 shots, reducing the deficit for Poland while the clock is stopped. That's just poor play by Slovenia.
What a game we have in store here. 3 minutes and 34 to go. After this second free throw from Mateusz Pornitka. game.
To be expected. Poland now starting to apply some pressure. Not sure they need to double down on the point guard go, because that will leave them open defensively. And they've dropped into a zone. Very interesting now. Interesting to see how Slovenia break this. Will they look to try and find a perimeter shot?
Doncic for three. Knocks it down.
Interesting play by Coach Taylor. Not what I would have imagined them to go to. That zone is going to offer up those perimeter shots, and Slovenia are more than happy to take those. It's the inside buckets that they're going to struggle with.
Karnowski. This time beaten to it on the rebound. Sensible work there from Luka Doncic.
Great play by Doncic. Heads up play there, falling out of bounds, throws it off the Polish players late, gains possession for Slovenia. Slovenia look like they're dropping back into a man defense after giving up that triple on the last play.
Here's Clement Prepelec. Randolph from the top of the arc. Slaughter, of all people, gets the rebound. Still going here, Slaughter. That's nice work. Moving it round. And Ponica!
Beautiful ball movement there by Poland. Unselfish play. The pass along the baseline by Slaughter, and it zipped around to Ponica for the three. Beautiful play. That's how Poland are going to get back into this. Veteran head on Dragic now, running the clock down. He won't move until the shot clock runs down. Wide open Doncic.
From the corner. Hits the iron.
Exactly what you should be doing. Great heads up play by Dragic.
Monica wanted the foul, got the foul. Coming. Monica with a double-double, 21 points and 12 rebounds and counting.
He won't be content though if they walk out with a loss.
He absolutely won't. But he could be down to 6 here. No. First free throw's missed. Does make the second. 7-point game. And Slovenia have called another timeout.
I think that's one of those situations as a coach where you just want to lower the temperature for your team. Cool heads is exactly what Slovenia need now. Less than 2 minutes to play. You're up by 7 points. The game is in your hands. It's for you to throw away if you're in the Slovenian team at the moment. That said, how will Poland come out? Taking this timeout and giving Poland the opportunity to change up their defense. Will they go into a full court press? Will they drop into a different zone situation? It'll be interesting to see, and I'm sure the Slovenian bench are talking about all those possibilities at the moment. I think one thing's for sure, the ball's going to be
Under pressure moments we get.
That's how Poland have got back into this game, shooting 60% from the perimeter in the final quarter. That's some ice running through the veins in this final quarter. But the Slovenians still have got that style and that talent about them. Great pass by Doncic there. Great ball movement, and Poland being punished for moving into a zone defense by the Doncic triple.
Less than 2 minutes to play in the first game of EuroBasket 2017. We still don't know which way this one's going. Dragic to Randolph.
Slaughter, no option there, has to foul. Size differential was way too much. Randolph would have just backed into the basket. So no option. Sensible play by Slaughter, really. Stop the clock, resets the Polish defense, and lets them go again.
Dragic, no rush. Looks to his right, looks to his left, goes down the lane himself and banks it in.
Poor defensive system there by Poland. They had to have help defense. As soon as Saniak was left on his own with Dragic, someone had to be coming across. If I was them, I'd have doubled him.
Baczynski now for Poland. Need an immediate response here. Time is running out before the Białe Czerwone.
You can see the desperation now coming in with Poland. You can see that they know that the clock is absolutely against them on both ends of the floor. They're going to have to pick the tempo up.
Foul. For Slovenia. In the double digits again. We're talking about the psychological effect that could have.
Poland absolutely need a stop in this possession.
Dragic sends it up. Randolph couldn't claim the rebound. Ponitka does. Ponitka all on his own. Kielo couldn't grab the rebound this time. Prepelic. Slovenia have weathered the storm.
It looks like Poland have accepted defeat. Otherwise, they'd be fouling right now to stop the clock and sending Slovenia to the line.
Muric.
I don't think they'll be able to bring it back otherwise. 20 seconds to overcome an 9-point deficit's tough. There's two of them though.
Nice work from AJ Slaughter. He's into double digits now. 5 points.
Timeout called by Coach Taylor. Slovenians aren't too happy. They don't think he called it in time. But the commissioner on the officials' table has made it very clear that he did, or has he? Doesn't look like he has, and they're going to make him play.
So no timeout.
No. Poland should have been fouling earlier than this. They should have fouled early in the previous possession for Slovenia, giving themselves more seconds on that clock to get back into it.
Free throws made by Klemen Prepelic. 9 points to make up. Just 15 seconds for Poland.
They're going to have to shoot early. It's going to have to be a three.
Ponitka, 4-3. This is to the left. And Randolph is there to claim the rebound.
I think that's all she wrote on this one.
There it is. The buzzer goes. Slovenia have gained victory over Poland in the first game in Group A at EuroBasket 2017. What a fantastic game of basketball that was, Mark.
Absolutely. A great way to tip off EuroBasket.
Slovenia looks so comfortable in the third quarter. Poland almost dragged back. So a grand victory from the jaws of defeat in the fourth, but it wasn't to be. Slovenia managed the game well. Goran Dragic will no doubt steal the headlines with 4 points. This was a team effort from Slovenia.
I think it's a good start for Slovenia. It's the kind of test you'd want as a coach. So it wasn't a whitewash, it wasn't an easy game for them. They were made to fight all the way to the end. So they've kind of got their heads into EuroBasket now. But coming away with the win was absolutely critical to start the tournament for Slovenia. And now they'll go on Saturday to take on Finland, which will be a very different kind of challenge for them in what will be a packed and very noisy arena here.
It certainly will be. That is one to put in the diary, folks.
I think that said, though, you look at the Poland side of things, there's an awful lot of positives they can take from the game today. There were some highlights from the game. Obviously, Ponitka, 22 points, 13 rebounds. That's an amazing performance by Ponitka. And Slaughter, will he be their starting point guard? You'd imagine so after that performance with 6 assists. They'll now move on Saturday to face Iceland. That really is a must-win game for Poland.
There you have it. Slovenia 90, Poland 81. mentioned Planitka and Slaughter. In the end, Karnovsky came back strongly in that fourth quarter. He ended up with double digits in terms of points. And Luka Doncic, 11 points and 8 rebounds on his first EuroBasket outing for Slovenia.
I think the situation with Karnovsky was very interesting. He struggled on the offensive end against Vidmar. As soon as Vidmar fouled out, he found it an awful lot easier. And I think that will be something that will be interesting throughout the tournament. Karnovsky will have an impact for Poland, and you have to look around the teams and say, well, who have the least impressive defensive beats in their following opponents? And I think the game against Iceland will be an interesting one for Karnovsky. He will stamp his authority in that game. There's no two ways about that.
EuroBasket, Anthony Randolph, he was making his first appearance competitively for Slovenia. What do you make of his performance, Mark?
I think it was good. He showed nerves. He's obviously new to the international basketball stage, and it is a very different, I think, mindset coming into tournament basketball. But 7 points, 10 boards, 4 assists. It's very difficult to be critical of that kind of performance. He offers Slovenia a very different look in the bigs as well. And I think that versatility in their lineup is going to pay dividends when we get to the latter stages and throughout this group stage here in Helsinki.
Yeah, there was a couple of highlight reel plays as well from Randolph. He caught the eye on more than one occasion. And as you say, he does bring something very different to this Slovenia side. And they look a well-set team. Talked earlier about whether they were medal contenders here at EuroBasket 2017. We've seen their first game, Mark. Have you changed your opinion on that?
No, absolutely not. I think, if anything, they showed that they grew through the game, and they have real potential to claim that first ever EuroBasket medal in what will be Goran Dragic's last ever game. You know, within EuroBasket, imagine that. That would be an amazing way to send off what has been one of the legends of European basketball in recent years, and he's dominated today. I think the only concern they might have is, are they too reliant on Dragic? If someone can shut him down, lock him out of the game, are the rest of the team ready to step up and take on that kind of the role that they'll need to take on?
He's certainly the leader of the pack, the Dragon, breathing fire today in Helsinki. 30 points. Quite something. Luka Doncic, he seemed to grow in confidence as the game went on. His stats are pretty impressive in the end. He said he might not have been that happy with his first half performance, but he grew in influence.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you could see it straight away that he was really trying. He wanted to make sure that he had a big impact in this game, and he tried too hard in the first half. He fell into his rhythm and his, you know, his flow, and that shows, like you say, in his stats. 11, 8 and 6.
That concludes the first game from Group A. It's finished Slovenia 90, Poland 81.
Me uskomme yhteyksien voimaan, niiden rakentamiseen laitteilla ja liittymillä. Mutta vasta sinun käsissäsi ne heräävät eloon. Sinä päätät, mihin niitä käytät. Puhutko päälle vai kuunteletko?